and welcome to another edition of Tuesdays with a Disability Policy for All. Today I have the great fortune to be talking to Stephanie Meredith, who's the director of the National Center of Prenatal and Postnatal Resources. And we're going to be talking to her about her work, as the director. She and her colleagues produced a booklet to help mothers and expected mothers to know a little bit about what life would be like with Down syndrome. So again, thank you for coming in.
Thanks so much for having me, Liz.
The first question is, can you share with us about your work?
Yes, actually, so what we do is create booklets and different resources for new and expectant parents learning about different conditions. And primarily we focused on Down syndrome. And the reason we do that is we really try to build a bridge between the medical community and the disability community, so that when doctors give a diagnosis of Down syndrome, they can also explain what life is like for people living with the condition. Because they may not have met people with even some of the rarer conditions. And so it's important for them to be able to give accurate, up-to-date information about living with Down syndrome or any of the other conditions that can be found before a baby is born or afterwards.
Thank you. How can self-advocates play a role in helping parents understand the new condition?
I think self-advocates can play an extremely vital role in their local communities, especially because they can participate in genetic counseling student programs and go and give presentations, and also partner with students to teach them what life is like living with the condition. The other thing that they can do, I know Camp PALS actually writes letters from people with Down syndrome to new and expectant parents that those parents can ask for online. And then we also have self-advocates who monitor the work that we do to make sure that it reflects their concerns.
Great. The next question is, how does your work relate to ADA and ESEA, and then specifically talking about those laws, because this month is ADA, as you might know, and we're just in the middle of the Senate is just in the middle of reauthorizing ESEA.
Well, and those laws are so critical when we're explaining to new and expectant parents what the outcomes for their child with a condition might be. And an example of that is that it really gives a framework for families to understand what the outcomes are for education, like with ESEA, and then also for opportunities for employment and housing. And in particular with Down syndrome, for example, if someone received a diagnosis in 1970, they could have accurately been told that the life expectancy would be about 20, that the survival rate for infants was about 50%, and that they would have no right to an education, employment, or housing. But if a child is born in 2015, they can accurately be told that the child, will likely survive to, that the life expectancy is about 60, that the survival rate of infants is, over 90%, and also that they would have a right to an education and to be included with everyone else, and then right to recreation and housing and employment and all of those things that are granted by ADA. And nothing on the gene changed. The only thing that changed was access to services.
That's interesting. Is there anything else that I missed that you would like to share about?
Yes, I would love to. We actually just created a new book based on our diagnosis to delivery book for pregnant moms, and we created a newborn book that's going to be released on July 28th. And then we also recently received a grant from the Kennedy Foundation to create a book about another condition. So we're really trying to expand the library so that medical providers know where to go for good information about the conditions.
Okay.
And then, and I did want to share probably the inspiration for all this for me is having, a background as a technical writer. And then I ended up having a son with Down syndrome when I was 23, and he's now 15 years old. And so he's really shaped my view about what outcomes for people with Down syndrome and other disabilities can be.
Thank you. If you have any questions about this or any other policy issues, please go to the AUCG webpage and look for this week's in brief. And if you have any questions or comment about this week's Tuesdays with Liz, please leave them in the space below. Thank you, and I look forward to talking to you next week. Thanks again, Stephanie.
Thanks for having me, Liz.
Bye.
So nice meeting you.